Yeah,
you just
for
can't
hourly
come out. You just
versus
can't come out. You have to
they
go.
duck us. They don't pay you for that day.
You don't pay for that day. Okay.
No.
All right. So that's a drawback. All right. And they call that wage. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So wages is usually persons. So let me ask a question. When you are full-time employee, do you get a contract for you get a contract, right? Does it tell you how long the contract is or what? Or
No, when you're a contract worker, you get a contract. When you're a full-time employee, you sign a contract stating that you're a full-time worker, so you're now entitled to vacation leave yearly.
Maternity leave. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So sir is learning a lot.
So I'm learning too because I was trying to see the difference, and when you were explaining that's how it used to go, I was trying to wonder how and so forth.
Yeah. Let me tell you, salaries. Let me tell you. For example, persons that work in factories, that kind of thing. Factories. For example, person work for a day's work. Like a household maid. Yeah, you wouldn't say you get a salary, you say you get a wage.
Oh.
Right. Let us say I'm on billiard. You wouldn't say you get a salary. You understand? You give
they'll get wages.
You get a wage, right? But Jamaica say you just give them money. But actually the word is actually wage. All right?
Okay.
Right. So it's something like along that line. All right. But salaries no.
One question, sorry to deteriorate before. So for the hotel workers, some of them are not employees. They categorize them as contract worker, right? Trisha. So they will be getting wages.
Right, but yet again,
we get wage.
Some hotel workers, because you find that the managers, the supervisors, and the head chef, those are they're employed full time.
Yeah.
So they will get a salary.
They'll get a salary, right, and they'll get benefits. But persons like probably the bellman, I don't really know what they call it, but other categories of workers, it will be different.
Yes. So it depends on how long you're at the hotel for, because in any capacity you can become a full-time worker, but it depends on your duration there.
All right. So
I'm learning.
Right. Okay. All right. So salaries, it's usually referred to well established traditional workers, such as police. Let me say government workers.
Sir, question. Sir?
Come on, go ahead.
Directed to Twisha though, because Twisha is working at a hotel, you said? Twisha, you're on a contract?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But you work 8 hours for the day, right?
Yes, work 8 hours.
Right. So, sir, what would you call that? Wouldn't that be salary just the same, even though you're a contractual worker?
No, because I get an hourly wage, and if I'm absent, I don't get paid for that.
That's the main difference. That's the main. It's your salary. If it decides about you're tired and decides I'm going nowhere and you want to look and you want to look for it,
still get paid.
You still get paid. If you want to go to the beach, if you just want to have some fun, just go to the beach a couple of days, you still get paid.
Okay.
Right, and
but for contract workers, it depends on how long you're there. For contract workers, what you can apply for is a leave of absence, but you will not be paid for that. So you have up to 90 days of leave of absence, but you will not be paid for that.
Oh, that means our wages may I get then, because if I do leave of absence, me not get it.
So, sir, salary workers, if they send in a leave of absence, they get paid for it?
Yeah, because even me, I mean, what we do, you know, if I decide to boy, I take a day. Yeah, I have to write in and send in a document. All right. Okay. So, and usually, like, you could say, like, managers, you know, supervisors in the private sector. All right. So, but traditionally, you know, salaries usually go for government workers, public sector employees, that kind of thing. And you know, people in the banking sector, right? For example, a bank. No, you won't find a bank. The majority of staff at a bank is usually full time. You know, you hardly have part-time person at a bank. All right, etc., etc. All right, so you know, it's no biggie with wage and salary, but there's a difference. I hope that clears it up a little bit. All right, so when it comes to salaries, there are some formulas. All right, so the gross annual salary. So the thing about with this topic is a lot of writing. You know, I write till a week. Yeah, man, I write till a week. So because it's a lot of writing, it's a lot of reading and interpreting. So the gross annual salary. All right, gross annual salary would be your gross monthly salary multiply, nobody knows, 12
by 12.
right. Annual means yearly, right? You all know that. And
Right.
and gross is
Everything for everything inclusive of tax. Everything that you before
Come on,
tax is drawn.
right. So no, you wouldn't say inclusive, you'd say exclusive.
Because I think the net pay would be
Your net salary. Called your net salary. So gross is your salary without, let's call it deductions. All right, or taxes. So your gross annual salary is just, you know, your gross monthly salary multiplied by 12. Suppose you want to work out your gross monthly salary. So your gross monthly salary would be your gross annual salary divided by 12. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. So if you basically, wait a second, if you want to know how much money your total earnings for the year without taxation, Just multiply your gross, what you get for your monthly gross, times 12. All right. And if you want to know what you get for your gross monthly, you just divide your what? Your gross annual by 12. Pretty straightforward. No, you have something called your net. Your net annual salary. No, not annual, net monthly. I'm just going by the book. Your net monthly salary would be your gross monthly salary subtract your monthly deductions. All right, so your net salary is what you take home. So in bracket, take home. So when we talk about net, we refer to as what? Your take home salary. What you actually get. And then you have what we call as Christopher at it. So as I said before, they're not complicated, all right?
So, sir, let me ask, why didn't you begin the class with this? Because this make math look easy.
Need a little break, man.
Why didn't start with this?
With this easy, sir. Yes.
So like you want something hard, man.
All right. Well, I mean, well, I wouldn't say it's easy. I would say it's a friendlier face. So, you know, it's less abstract. Well, I mean, whether I start with this or not, I mean, you know, whether or not I start off with this topic or that topic, you know, but I don't know, but I usually start out with something that is, to me, is very fundamental, and start out with something that is far-reaching and will connect with other topics. All right. So algebra is very powerful. If you're doing algebra, for example, if you're doing vectors and matrices, all of that is really algebra and computation. If we're doing relations, functions, and graphs, I would probably say like 90% of it is algebra. You know.
Okay.
If you're doing say, you know, measurement. Say measurement like length, width, and height. You wouldn't believe how much algebra they put into that. So algebra is in a lot of stuff, you know. So they can actually put algebra in this, you know. It's just that, you know, this is the first topic, and you know, I would usually want to put something that is friendly. You know?
Okay.
Right. I think this is more relatable. You know, it's very relatable. All right, so where am I? Chocolate, please. All right, guys. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to write off this and answer those questions. All right. I'm gonna step away for a second. All right. I know person have been sending some answers in the chat. But I want to hear you guys talk. Who wants to using the raise hand feature? Who wants to tell me what they got for, or how they arrived at the answer for question number 1 with your answer also, or what did you do? Or are you still working? You need more time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, I said 5 minutes. So it wasn't 5 minutes. All right. Some of these questions are very long to write in. I don't know how to manage. I think I might have to just take some pictures of it and send it in the group and you write them off. That's a lot of typing.
All right. So for number 1, so you divide it by 12 and you get 3,000.
Hold on, miss. Hold on. Use the raise hand feature, please. Just use the raise hand feature. All right. Okay, Ms. Heron, go ahead, please.
Okay, so you would divide his annual gross salary by the monthly salary, which is 12. So you would arrive at 3,721.
21 or 31?
31.
All right, cool. All right, class. So basically, answer, as she correctly said, just divide the gross annual by 12. All right, and the answer is 3,000.
$731.
Very good, thank you. All right, any questions about number 1? All right, so the manager gets a gross monthly salary of this amount, and the question says calculate his net. Net means how much you take home for the year after deductions of this are made monthly. All right, so what she did was to find out how much the manager earns for the year. Gross annual salary. So what she did was multiply this by 12. All right, and then she also multiplied this by 12 because these are deductions.
So, sir,
yes.
So could you just like minus the the 6715 from the 1976, and then you times it by 12.
Right. That's the other approach. Yeah, man, you're correct. You get the same answer. All right.
Okay.
So basically, yes. So 12 times 1976, and when you multiply that by 12, you just subtract that sum from the gross annual salary. All right. So another approach is as what is it Ms. Williams?
It's Cornelius, sir.
Okay. What's the surname?
Bennett.
Oh, Bennett. Okay. It's Bennett. All right. So as Mr. Bennett said, another easier, I would say, an easier approach was to just subtract the deduction from the gross for the month. And when you subtract the 1976 from the 6715, that will give you his net monthly. And then you times that by 12 to give you his net, his gross, not his gross, his net annual salary. All right. So, so the answer is absolutely correct. So the answer there is 56,860. All right. Any questions? All right, everybody seeing that screen, and is everybody hearing me clearly?
Yes, sir. Hearing you.
Oh.
You say we're going to work out number 3.
I think I forgot about it now. 3 power gun.
No, sir, I forgot
All right. All right. So basically, for number 3. Oh, I said I was gonna wait, right? Oh, let me wait 5 minutes because there are quite a few persons in the waiting room. I don't know if they are back. Everybody's back. So let me just wait for 5 minutes or less. All right. In the meantime, I'm gonna type without explaining because the typing thing is what killing me right now. All right, so I hope everything is all right. I hope everybody's back. I realized some persons were saying that their data not working, among other issues. All right, so this meeting is recorded, so it will be posted at a given time. All right, let me just explain question number 3. So Janet, do you understand the question itself?
May I try?
All right, listen to me, Janet. Listen to me. So just imagine, right? Imagine you're the manager, all right? And the CEO for the company says, look, listen to me, we're going to employ you to run this branch, all right? And your gross monthly salary is your salary without what? Deductions, not true? In other words, this is what you get, right? There's no tax, no come out of it, no income tax, no NHT, nothing at all. All right? So that is what you get. It's called your gross monthly. And then they say, okay, calculate his net. In other words, I want to know, or we want to know, how much would you take home for a year? Let me ask a question. If I ask you to calculate how much you take home for the year grossly, all you need to do is multiply this number by what? By 12.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We want to know how much you take home to your family for the entire year. And they tell us, they give us another information. It says, we have monthly deductions of that amount. Monthly deductions of that amount. So every month, them take out this out of your pay. So here we are one. If a 6,715 is your gross, and then they say, you know something, Miss Janet, we're gonna take out 1,976 out of your pay. So we subtract 1,976 from 675. That's what I have there.
Yeah.
So when you subtract that,
Yeah, you get the 4.
we get the 4,000.
739.
739.
And then you times it by the 12.
Why did I? All right. So what does this number represent?
1 year.
No man, the 4739. What number does that represent? What does it represent?
No, after you deduct the 1976, you're ending up with what?
4739. It means that 4739 is your take home
Yeah.
for the month. All right.
Yes, sir.
So you take home that for the month. But the question says, how much you take home for the what? The year.
Year.
So then you just multiply that by 12. All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Any questions about this question here, number 3?
Oh, sir.
All right. Let's look at number 4. Using the raise hand feature, please do so if you want to assist us to work out this question here. Jonathan, you can mute your mic now, yeah? Let's finish speaking. Okay. Okay, Kristen, go ahead for me, please. Okay, I have Kristen and I have Christopher. Because Kristen, one hand came up first. All right, Christopher. So
I can let Christopher go.
all right, boss. Yeah, the boss. But the two names sound similar, you know.
Sir,
Kristen and Christopher.
so Stevens,
Yes.
what did I miss, sir? I just came back. That's about light went. The internet just came back.
No, you didn't miss anything. I just. What happened is that for question number 3, I just wrote the answer, but I just explained it to the class a while.
Okay.
I didn't. So so if you understood how we got this number here, you wouldn't have missed anything. All right. Christopher, you want to do the thing? I'm not seeing your hand up. Your hand came down. Oh, he's right. Then Christopher, you can't talk, man. Because, all right. Christopher, can you speak? Is the mic working? Alright. Alright, we can go alright. I can want that.
Okay, sir. Let me try, sir.
All right.
Let's see. Oh.
Christopher is writing, but I don't know if he's hearing me. Let him continue to write. First of all, let us see if his answer is actually correct first.
Yes, sir. His answer is correct.
All right. You sure?
That's what
Sir.
I asked.
If you times 41 times 12, you're gonna get back the 75,600 for the 12 months for the year annually.
That don't look right, because if you earn, I don't even calculate, but I'm just looking at it. If you earn 75,000 for in 12 months time, in 1 year, that means that what 41, you can't earn 41,000 in a year, in a month.
Sir, what I did.
Then, sir, the deduction of $2,845 come out of that $75,600 monthly.
Yeah, but
Sir.
what I'm saying,
guys.
look, hold on. If I tell us for 1 year you work 75,000, and you work out your monthly salary, you get 41,000. That means that in 2 months' time you earn more than what the question says you do in a year. That can't
Exactly,
be right.
sir.
That can't be right.
So what?
I
What
think
I-
the $41,460 is for the end of the
All right.
year.
All right, it's incorrect. Who wants to
Sir,
correct it?
let me try.
Let me go and try now.
Hold
because I
on.
was going to
Kristen
try.
hand was up, so let us give her a chance. All right. Hold on there. How do you get Earth's marking here? Okay. All right. Cool. Oh. All right. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Right on that.
No man, I will write. You just talk.
Okay, sir. So first, you need to find out the net pay annually by dividing the 12. You need to find how much he make a month, sorry, for his gross pay.
So it's
So you
gross.
divide.
You want to find his gross. His gross monthly.
Monthly salary, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you divide the 75,600 by 12.
Which is
6,300.
all right, 6,300. So hold on. So it's 7,5,600.
Yes, sir.
Look at it and say, no, sir. There's no way on earth if I tell us that you earn 75 grand for a year, and you work out and you get your net month, not even gross, your net monthly and get 41. So no, it's something wrong, because first of all, 41 times 2 give you over 80,000. All right, so I want you guys to look at your answers and see if they are realistic. All right. Okay. Are we good? Any questions? All right. Can I move on? Anybody is writing this thing here? All right. There's so many questions posting on. I can't keep up because I have to be focusing on teaching. All right. Let me see what's happening here. Okay. Somebody say this applies to real world. Yes, I mean, let me tell you, by the time you finish with this finance math and you are working adult, you should have a better appreciation for mathematics. It teaches you a lot of stuff, believe you me. And sometimes it teaches you how to speak when you're among your colleagues. And you ever notice? Have you guys ever like your bigger heads, like your supervisors or some other big people come in your workplace and they might talk on some language and they're having some discussions and they're saying some words and you wonder what they might talk about, and then you know, just because you understand the literature of what we're talking about, you can relate to it, you know, which is very good. Like some people have some discussions in them, man. Them discussion, yeah, them have some discussion and some serious discussion and then talking serious things, and you know, and you wonder you're trying to fit in and can't fit in, and you can't connect to what they're saying. You know who I find that with the finance minister. Why I don't know, like when I'm talking, man, it's like a textbook attack, you know. Trust me, I can't follow the man. Whenever I talk, Parliament or anywhere, and I discuss something and explain something, it's very technical, and I use every single word you can find in one textbook to describe one word. I'm not talk simple. All right. So can you just imagine you're being around those people? All right. Okay. So it seems as if you guys are happy with this one. So let's move on. We have some happy customers. Why when the algebra lick on start cuss me off? Alright. Alright, so we're gonna look at what we call basic wage. Alright, and as we said, wages. When we talk about wage, we're talking about persons who get paid or paid by the hour. All right. Okay, so basic wage comes with a simple formula. So basic wage is equal to your basic rate multiplied by your basic hour. All right, this is the part I don't really like. No, sorry, not your basic hour, your basic week. I wish it was hour, but I don't know why. No, your basic week. All right, let me just make a note here. Your basic rate is your is how much? No, hold on. Your basic rate. Oh shit, let me try it. Your basic rate is what the employers tell you what you're gonna get, or if it's a case where you can negotiate your basic rate. So it goes two ways. All right, but I know some professions where you negotiate your basic what much you get per hour. For example, if you go into a security company, you know you're desperate for a job, you can't tell the people and say, boy, you want more money and this and that and that. You understand? You just take it and just either take it or leave it. But some jobs that are, let me tell you, jobs that when they need you the most, you can negotiate your basic rate. So your basic rate is just what is paid per hour. All right, so basic rate is what Paid per hour, yeah, man.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Now you see your basic week. Your basic week is in hours. All right. So it's basically how much hours you work per week or fortnight. How many hours worked for the week or fortnight. So basic week. Basic week is how much hours you work for a week or for a fortnight. And basic week is always in what? Hours.
Yes, sir. Like, answer, you're not recording here.
It's not? Hold on.
It's just that. It's there now.
Come on, it was always there. It was always there. Okay, somebody's asking me. Kristen, your hand is up? Alright, I'm just seeing that. Okay. Alright, somebody's asking a very good question. Christopher. It's a very good question, you know that Christopher was asking me, yeah, and let me tell you, almost every interview that you go to, they will ask you, what is your expected salary?
They ask you, but they're not giving it to you.
Yeah, but the thing about it, suppose a piece of boy, I have been in interviews already where person asks me what they think the salary is, and I tell them, I tell them X, Y, and Z. And they didn't respond to me after that. But I guess after the interview, they had asked me, sir, do you have any questions? I say, yes. What is the expected salary? And we try to, let me tell you, especially for government workers, you can't really negotiate. I guess if you for a government worker, you just out of curiosity, ask them. But some government workers, like for example, education officer or somebody doing a contract work in ministry, they can negotiate the question because and it can be tricky because suppose you go tell them somebody you want $100,000 and the man might pay you $50,000 a month. That can determine whether or not the employer or not because guess what? Suppose your resume turn up and you value yourself and say, boy, I think this salary is good to maintain me, and I have to travel and everything, and anything less than that will cause problem. So depending on what you say can affect the outcome of the decision. Because if you can have an unhappy employee if they're not happy with the salary in the first. All right. My suggestion is to research on the company, ask persons and ask persons that work in the business and tell me what you think they get paid for. All right. Well, Christopher, you have so many questions. Well, I can't answer all of them here. All right, but anyways, basic wage. Basic wage is your basic rate times your basic week. All right, and we can manipulate this formula. See, and get some other formulas. So for example, I can do some algebra on this formula here. All right. But let me show you something. Let me show you how algebra comes into this. Let's call that W for wage, R for rate, or the week and the wage. All right, let me call that WA for wage, and basic BR for basic rate. And then we have BW for basic week. Suppose I say I want BW. All right. I want B. Suppose I give you the basic wage. They give you the basic rate. I ask you to find the basic week. So what we'll do? It's an equation, not true. So I want BW. So what I'll do? I'll divide everything by what? Let me see if you follow. What would I divide everything by? I'll divide everything by BR. I don't know if you're following. So if I divide everything by BR, what one cancel out?
BR.
No BR? Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm being about my course. BW, I don't know. But BR, right? BR, sorry, not BR, BW will be equal to what? WA over BR. WA over BR, and that's the answer. That's the formula. So basic wage is equal to, no, sorry,
So it will not be
basic week. Basic week, because it's BW15, not true. Basic week is equal to computer running really slow. Basic week will be equal to, hold on, what is WA? Oh, basic wage. I wanted to put W for basic wage, but you realize a basic wage and basic week is basically they're kind of close. You understand?
Okay.
Right. So I use WA for wage and BW for. This should have been. You know what? I'm not talking about.
Sir, so you're gonna use WG for wage.
Yeah, I could have do that. So you divide it by basic. Yeah, I could have done that. Basic rate. That's the answer. So this is another formula. So write that down for me. So we have one formula up here, and I use one formula to find what? Basic week. Can somebody tell me what is the formula for basic rate? Just look at it and tell me what you think the answer is.
So the basic rate, sir, equal then I divide that.
That? Just like that? What is that?
You're go
You can answer that.
so you're gonna divide whatever you get per week by your rate, you know much up get an hour.
So your basic rate, just looking at this, your basic rate will be your basic wage divided by your basic week. All right. So there you go with some more formulas.
So I have to know this because I get paid per hour per week.
All right, tell you what, what I'm going to take a picture of some questions and I'm going to open WhatsApp because boy, I'm telling you, if I spend the whole night and write off this, my fingers going to burn off. All right, so I'm going to switch to WhatsApp. Hold on there. Number 2,
Sir,
with Robin.
what I did, right? He said Robin start work each day at 7:30 a.m. and finishes at 4:30 p.m. He has a 45-minute lunch break. So what I did, I calculated from 7:30 to 4:30, that would be 9 hours. And then I take the 45-minute lunch break out of it, which is 8 hours and 15 minutes. Then I times that by
All right, hold on.
5.
Hold on. Okay. So up to what you're saying is correct. All right. But is it 8 hours and 15 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I can write something. Where is the? I don't know why this thing keep on jumping. Okay. All right. So we know that 60 minutes is an hour, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
know that, right? 30 minutes is half an hour.
Yes, sir.
All right. In other words, you have to divide by 60 to convert minutes to hours. All right.
Okay.
So what would be 120 minutes?
2 hours.
That's 2 hours. All right. What would be 90 minutes?
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Right. All right. Is it right there? So when it's a 1 hour and 30 minutes,
15 minutes.
or no, man. No, I think 90 minutes is 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. 90
No.
minutes is 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Yes,
or
sir.
1.5 hours. All right. So
Okay.
yeah, man, it's correct. All right. So guess what? 30 minutes is how much hours?
30 minutes, half an hour.
Is
That's half hour.
0.5 hours, isn't true?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you have 1 hour. So 1 hour plus 0.5. 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5
0.5.
hours, right? So here we are going now. You see when I say 1 hour and 30 minutes or 1.5 hours, you see this piece here, you can't have that in the calculation with the 30 minutes. You can't have that piece. Everything has to be like a number.
Okay.
Or everything has to be in terms of hours. So rather than having 1.5 hour or 130 minutes, it's not 30 minutes past it. You have to convert that minutes to hours and add it back to the hour, which I just did a while ago. So 1 hour, 1.5 hour is actually 1.5 hours. So you see we have 8 hours and 45 minutes.
But
No, it's 25.
we don't have that, sir.
I don't have, sir. What I have, I said, like I calculated from 7:30 to 4:30. That would be 9 hours, right? And then I minus the 45 minutes from that. So leave me back with 8 hours and 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question is now, you see this part with the minutes? You can't have it in the calculation.
Okay.
So what you need to do now is to convert 15 minutes to hours. And you do so by dividing it by 60.
Okay, so that would be 8.25.
What is 15 minutes in hours? What is 15 minutes in hours?
Quarter. So that would be 8.25.
Sir,
Right,
hello?
0.25. So therefore, give me a second. Therefore, it's going to be 8.25 hours. Is that?
Yes, sir.
So rather than, you see the part with the part that says minutes, convert the minutes to hours and add it to the 8 hours. So you get 8.25 hours. So Mr. This will work again. What's his name? Oh, Robin would have worked 8.25 hours for the day. All right. Yes, go ahead, please.
I was just trying to let you know that everything just jumbled and then me kind of lost me. They look all over the place. I try to catch up, so me kind of not get what you just said.
All right. So you want me to explain the whole thing again?
Yes, that's why when they try to stop it before you go all the way out.
All right. So 60 minutes is 1 hour. 60 minutes is 1 hour. 30 minutes is what? Half an hour. To convert minutes to hours, we divide by 60. So 120 minutes is 2 hours. All right. So I was asking, what is 90 minutes? So 90 minutes is actually what? 1.5 hours. Or 1 hour and what? 30 minutes. So what I'm saying, whenever you're doing these calculations, you see, you can't have hour, like you can't have like 1 hour and 20 minutes, 1 hour and 30 minutes, or if you say 1.5, you have to convert the half to what? 0.5. Or if you say 8.25, you have to convert that quarter to what? 0.25. All right. So she got 8 hours and 15 minutes. So to convert the 15 minutes to hours, divide by 60, and that will give you a quarter, which is 0.25. So add that to the 8 now, and you get 8.25. So each day, Mr. Robin works 8.25 hours. All right. Do you have any questions about this?
So, sir, if I had worked it out that way, 41.15 times 7.25, would I get the same answer?
You mean 8.25?
Yes.
No, hold on. What? No, I was trying to stop you in your tracks because I know it might get a little thrown off when you include the 15 minutes in the calculation. All right. So what I want you to do is to use the 8.25 for the total number of hours that Robin worked for the day, rather than 8 hours and 50 minutes. So you can continue with your calculations, choosing the 8.25 hours. All right. So you
Okay.
you still have the floor, you still have the floor.
Okay, so sir, so when before I go there, when I calculate it by the 8 hour and 15 minutes, I got 298.34. And when I did it by the 8.25, I got 299.063. All right, so what I did now, I calculated the 8.25 times 5.
Okay.
So that would be 41.25.
Okay. Why are you doing that? Why are you multiplying by 5?
Because it's a 5-day. He works 5 days.
Okay. All right. So this is how many hours he'd work for
the week.
For the
5 days.
For the 5-day week, because let's call it week because it says 5-day week.
Yes.
All right. Very good.
And then when I did that now, I got 41.25. Then I times that by 7.25 per hour.
All right. So why did you multiply by 7.25?
Because that's his hourly pay.
All right. Or in other words, what does the formula say? You're going by a formula, right? Basic wage
equal basic rate times basic
right.
week.
That's what I wanted to say. So the basic wage would be the basic rate multiplied
Times
by the basic week. Now, if you remember closely, I said basic week is always in what? Hours. And basic week could be also fortnight. So your basic week would have been 41.25. And your basic rate, which is what they give you, is what? 7.25. So Robin's basic wage for the 5 workday, what is the answer? What do you get?
299.0625. I round it off to 299.063.
All right. So let's round up to 2 decimal place. So that's the answer.
Yes, sir.
Sir, question. What if I did it a slightly different way?
And you get the same answer?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. So what I do is to find how much.
But I would want you to. All right, go ahead. Tell me what did you do differently.
So what I did was to times the rate times the amount. So the hours, right, sir? They work 8 hours and 15 minutes. I timed that by the rate that we get his daily rate. So
so you work out how much you work out how much you get for the day, and then times it by 5.
And then, yeah.
All right. Tell you what, I don't want you to do it that way, yeah.
Okay.
No, I want you to work it using the formula.
I did the formula.
Yeah. Stick by this. I mean, it can be done that way, but I'd rather you to use do it by the week. In terms of finding out how much hours in work for the week and times it by the rate, because when we do overtime, you might have problems getting the correct answer if you do it that way. All right. Is there any other question?
So what if I went to exam and I didn't know to work? So I didn't know I should like
All right, but all right, you know, right? You know what to do, no, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I know what you're asking me. I know what you're asking me. But let me tell you, it's always best to learn.
Because the answers were close.
Let me tell you, it's best to work the proper thing. When you go to exam now, you do your little thing, and but try to learn the proper way, and then whatever fall back, you just work with that. But don't try to go around and get a code. You see, with maths, they're looking for specific answers. And then I'm gonna ask you to do number 4 now, and then you're gonna try your method, and you're gonna be off. All right. So do you have any more questions, class? Okay. If not, please attempt question. Let's skip number 3 for now. Let us try number 4. All right. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to write off that question and also to work it out. And one more point is, anytime you're working with money, it is always round it off. You always round it off to 2 decimal place.
Sir, what about number 3?
No, man, do number 4.
Okay.
Why, Nikisha, if you're in class and you're old and so long, you're not tired, don't you? All right, Ms. Virgo, go ahead, please.
Exactly, sir. So the question said, Mr. Rayburn starts work each day at 8 a.m. and finishes at 4 p.m. He has 30 minutes lunch break. How many hours does he work in a normal 10-day fortnight? Calculate his basic wage if his basic rate of pay is $8.75. So what I did was, between the hours of 8 and 4, that's 8 hours. And I minus 30 minutes or half hour from that, from the 8 hours, which would give me 7 hours, and I put 7.5 due to the fact that I can't use the 30 or the half hour. So it's 7.5 hours per day times the 10 work day for the fortnight, which gives me 75, which I then multiplied.
All right, hold on. So basically, you're correct so far now. I'm just gonna try to write it on the screen. So basically, from 8 to 4, you say is 8 hours. All right, it's 8 hours. So he has a 30-minute lunch break. As you rightly said, 30 minutes is 0.5 hours.
Yes, sir.
And if you subtract that, you get 7.5 hours. All right. So both to do. All right. So in one day, Mr. Rayburn, what you're saying is that Mr. Rayburn works 7.5 or 7.5 hours in a day. And you also said that if you want to know how much hours in work for a 10-day fortnight, all right? So you just multiply the 7.5 times the 10, and that will give you 75 hours per fortnight.
Yes, sir.
Which is correct. All right? So basically, this is actually his basic week, you know. This is his basic week. Even though it says base fortnight, this is actually his basic week. All right. Then now you're gonna calculate what? His basic what? Wage by using the formula. And the formula is basic wage is equal to basic rate multiplied by the basic week. You know why I stop you? Because when you reach out to say yourself, then you go multiply. I want you to even realize that you're not busy with the formula.
So, sir, that's a me problem with every month. Remembering the formula.
Yeah, mom. This is the key, you know. This is the key, because without this, this tells us what to do. So you have to include this in your solution also. You can't say, boy, just multiply that and say, boy, you're bad man, you know, my skill, I got juggle this thing and that's how it work, you know. But if it was a multiple choice, right, you could have just do that, you know. But, you know, by the way, you guys know that you're going to get 2 papers, right?
I heard you talk about paper 1 and paper 2.
Right.
You're getting 2 papers this year, sir?
Yes, you're going to get 2 papers.
You only give me one, the easiest one.
You're going to get 2 papers. As a matter of fact, exam starts in the middle of June. So CXC actually starts in the middle of June and ends in the middle of July. All right?
I thought it was May.
Right. So they give us 1 month. Well, to me, honestly, they should probably they should have started in August, trust me, because, boy, I don't know.
August coming?
Yeah, yeah.
I heard some discussions for high school kids. They're wanting to push it back to January. Man, if they push back.
Yes, but yeah, because the thing about it, you know, is this set of students, they're greatly affected, like 100-fold.
Yes, sir.
Than the students from last year, because last year at least they would have 80% of contact time with the teacher. It's just like a month or 2 months before exam, everything went online. Yeah. But for you, even for you guys, you know, I mean, yes. it affects, because the online thing is slow. Really, I mean, it's a challenge.
That's why the first face-to-face, everybody was saying it's as if we're just learning.
Exactly, but I'm telling you,
hard, sir.
I'm telling you, because my school started this week, and I can tell you from last year, I have about close to 45 students. For one particular class, I have 45 students. I can tell you from last year till now, when I go on Google Meets or whatever, it's always like 25. Half of them straight. And last week, Monday was my first class, and every single one of them turn up. So you can just imagine, that's what everybody said, it's like, I feel like I have to teach about, but I can't do that. It's just that this year, this generation, this year is going to be rough for education. You're going to find a lot of students going to be in extra class come September. Yeah, it's going to be rough. I'm hoping they can push down the exam to at least later Monday. You know, later. Even start the exam in July rather than in June, because we need some more time.
Yes, sir.
I hope what they say is not final, because I know our JTA man, you know, in when him say X, he's gonna go around with the teachers, you know. And what teacher say A, because the information that they pass down is what them decide, what the government decide, what CXC decides. But what CXC decides is not what Jamaica decides, because every country is unique. So basic wage is equal to basic rate. The basic rate is $8.75. And Ms. Virgo, you said that the basic week you got 75 hours, aren't you?
Yes.
All right. So when you multiply that now, what did you get?
656.
All right. So let me check.
625. So the formula is basic wage equal basic rate times basic week.
Yeah, man. I remember saying you have 2 two other formulas that I derived from this, you know. You remember that?
I have two other formulas.
Yes, that I derived from this formula here.
You mean when you give the algebraic?
Look, yeah, the algebra thing. Look back in the notes. Yeah. All right. So the formulas are very important. All right, guys. So the answer is $656.25. All right. Are we clear on this? Anybody would have any concerns? All right. Anybody writing anything off? All right. All right. So we're going to look at what we call overtime. All right. Some of you might say, "Why, sir? For your maths class ever overtime, you know?" All right, let's get back to our notes. Yeah, as I was saying, these are two formulas that's derived from the thing. All right.
Sorry, just a quick question, sir. What time the class go over, sir?
You see, because it will finish at 10.
10?
Yeah, 10
I'm
p.m.
have to go leave before 10 o'clock.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna look at what we call so this is basic wage, and then we're gonna look at overtime. Some people tell you that that's how they make their money. So overtime is basically time worked outside normal working hours. All right? So that's what overtime is. Now, overtime usually the rate that they pay you for overtime is usually more than the regular basic rate. All right? And you know, when you work outside normal working hours, what they're saying that, you know something, because you're working outside normal working hours, we should pay you extra. Because one, you could have been spending time with your family, with your children. So in other words, something is inconvenience. Anytime you work overtime, there's something that is robbing from you where other people are doing. For example, you know, let's say you're working at a company and everybody leave 5 o'clock and you do overtime. Did you know that our risk is that in terms of personal security, your security is more at risk? Not true? Yeah. Because when everybody gone, you know, and let's say you're female, and we work right there, so, and even the security guards are there, I mean, you know, you kind of feel insecure than when everybody go home. You know?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yes, sir, true. You have company.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, when you have a friend and company, everybody leave, you kind of feel safer. But
Yes,
when you alone and leave one company and you alone and take taxi and hours come and you know
yes.
when you have 4 or 5 friends going on taxi, different from when you alone are going taxi and the place kind of
Yes.
dark and right. So there's always
Up in a one taxi.
Right.
Now
right. So there's always something and they consider that. So probably you need to pick up your daughter you have to go make some arrangements. Somebody else come pick up your daughter because you're at work. All right.
And pay that person extra, yes.
Right. And then time that you be spending at home with your family, helping your son with homework, doing some cooking dinner for your husband, all kind of something. Right, ladies?
Yes, sir.
Bananas. All right. So, you know, also, sometimes you're asked to work overtime, like on a public holiday, and sometimes they'll double up the thing. For example, triple time, they'll pay you 3 times the normal rate, or even double time. All right, so that's what overtime is. All right, some people, you know, who have little responsibility will just take advantage of that, and then use that to, you know, push forward their portfolio. All right. But you know, to be frank with you, you know, sometimes you work overtime, you know, and let us say you're single, right? You work overtime, right? And normally you go and cook, and you work overtime. You stop at KFC. You end up spend all your money on the overtime money. And try to make up, and you're not really seeing the value of it.
And it's not healthy.
Yeah. So you have to be careful how you hustle. You have to be very smart about it. All right. All right. So overtime now. So there's something called, well, the book didn't describe it, but I just make up something. They call it overtime factors. So overtime factor or factors. So they're called like time and a half. Time and a half. So time and a half is actually 1.5. You have time and a quarter. Which is 1.25. You have double time, which is 2. You have triple time, which is 3. And you could have some other variations, you know, like time and 3/4, time and a quarter, etc., etc. So these are some examples. So they're not limited to these. All right. Now, your overtime formula. So you have a formula. Overtime wage. Yet again, overtime applies to persons who work on an hourly rate. All right. So,
Sir, excuse me.
yes. Go ahead.
Karen said if you can let her in or let someone let her in because she had internet issues.
Oh. What's going on? Ask her to call, because there's somebody there. There should be, think about it, I can't let her in because, you know, I'm not the administrator. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. I don't know, you know. No, you know, because normally something would pop up to say admit. What I'm gonna do next time is to the thing about it, even though I am co-host, I don't know how to do it because I don't see. There's usually something that says somebody's in the waiting room, but I'm not seeing that that thing. So ask her to call school.
She just joined, sir. She just said.
Okay. All right, cool. Right. There's somebody there. All right.
Sir, thank you guys. Sir, could you just go over that? I was kicked out and I just come back in, please.
All right. So basically, well, this is just all that we did since it got kicked out. So it's called overtime. Overtime is time worked outside normal hours. All right. So if your normal hours is from 9 to 5 and you do a 2 hours extra, it's called overtime. Now overtime, the person who employ you would have decided that, you know something. Oh, by the way, these vary for different companies. All right. So one company might have time and a half for during the week, and your company have what? Time and a quarter for the same time period during the week. All right. I'm not sure how they deliberate on that, or if it's decided unanimously. I'm not sure. But for example, in the BPO sector, you know, that's run by overseas, what do they call it, 500 Fortune companies, right? They dictate on how they run them show. All right, so these, what I have here is called overtime factors. So overtime could be time and a half, time and a quarter, double time or triple time. It could be time and 3/4, etc., etc. All right. Now you see, overtime wage formula is just like your basic wage formula. It's very similar. The only difference is that you're going to add one component. Who can tell me what that one component is? What it is?
The half, the 0.5 or the 0.25.
Right. It will be the overtime factor. So that's what is going to be included in the formula. All right. So your overtime wage is your overtime factor. Now they will tell you what overtime factor is, right? You multiply by your basic rate. Multiply, okay, I'm gonna change the basic week to overtime hours. The actual hours that you work overtime. So this is your overtime wage formula. All right, so take that down. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna send a question just like I did a while ago. 10 minutes remaining. People are gone to bed, so I said 9 persons. All right, so but this recording will be available. All right. Long time no post anything on YouTube. All right, so it says in a factory, all employees work a basic week of 38 hours. Any overtime worked during the week is paid for at time and a half. So during the week, it is time and a half. Overtime on Saturday is at double time. And on Sunday, it is at what? Triple time. And the basic rate is $8.96. It says determine the gross wage. What does that mean? The gross wage would be his...
The amount he earned before tax,
His regular.
Yes, it will be his... It will be the amount he earned before it's taxed. It would have been his take. It would have been his pay. That no, it wouldn't be the take home. Take home it is net pay, right? Mm-hmm. So gross wage, right? But you know, I'm not really talking about, even though what you're saying is not is correct.
Sorry, would it be would it be like his regular hours without time and a half, or the overtime factors?
Come again.
I think
Say that again. Would it be the?
His regular hours without overtime, double, and all of those stuff.
All right. Let me try to explain this to you. Is it in the context of this particular question that we're doing? Gross wage would have mean all of the money we earn, not true? Without tax.
Yes, sir.
Would you agree? Right.
Yes, sir.
Is it because him work regular plus overtime? So the overtime money we him get, would also be his gross wage. You would include that in his gross wage.
Okay.
So that's a point I'm trying to drive. So when it says determine the gross wage, what they really want is his regular basic wage, which we just did a while ago, plus is what? Overtime wage. All right? So what we need to do is to calculate his basic wage first. All right? So let's calculate his basic wage. So basic wage would be his basic rate, which is what? $8.96
Times 38.
multiplied by what? 38. So you have to read the question carefully. It says, in a factory, all employees work a basic week of 38, right? Because sometimes they can be tricky, I'm sorry, I don't have enough time to show you some questions I came across. I said, oh, no one else I'll say go. All right. So what is 8.96 times 38?
340.48.
340.48. All right. So this is what the factory employee earns grossly for 38 hours. That's almost a week, not true? 40 hours is a 5-day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's almost a week. So he earns 340 per week. So that's his basic wage. All right. So what we need to do next is to find his what? Is overtime wage.
Overtime.
Right. No, his overtime wage is a little bit more work. All right. I may have to erase parts up there and there. Right. So let's look. We have 3 different overtime. We have overtime during the week. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Overtime during the week. We have overtime Saturday, and we have overtime Sunday. All right.
Yeah.
So the overtime wage formula. So overtime. Let's call it overtime 1. That's during the week. Is the overtime factor. The overtime factor for during the week is time and a half, which is what?
Right.
1.5 multiplied by the basic rate, which is $8.96, multiplied by the overtime hours. How much hours in work overtime during the week?
15.
No, I never say.
No, sir.
I wouldn't just
3.
no,
A
it
15
said
one. 15 hours. See there?
It says Saturday, 15 hours
15.
overtime Saturday.
No man.
3 hours.
From Monday to Friday, 3 hours for Saturday and 2 hours for Sunday.
Let me go back to it. I missed the 3 hours
All
there.
right.
Determine 15 hours overtime from Monday to Friday. 3 hours overtime on Saturday and
All
2
right.
hours. So it's 15.
All right. Multiply that and tell me what you get for me to 2 decimal places.
201.6.
All right. 201.60.
Yeah.
So that's overtime wage during the week. Now overtime, let's call it OT2. Overtime 2. This is his overtime on Saturday. Now the overtime factor on Saturday is double time.
Yes.
So double time, no, his basic rate does not change. It's 8.96.
Times 2 times 8.96 times 2.
No man. No man. 3.
Yes, 3.
Right. What is that?
53.56.
53.
53.76.
Oh. All right, so we have one more thing to do. Overtime now. On Sundays.
3 times 8.96
right.
times.
It's triple time. Same basic rate. And now she only work 2 hours. And what is that?
Same thing, sir. $53.76.
Oh, yes, the same
yes,
thing.
true.
I think they just.
I'm a bright man. All right, then now, what you gonna do? You add up all of the money here, not true?
Yes, sir.
I know you ladies love to do that, not true?
So, question, sir, would not put the irregular wage in it, sir?
Yeah, man. So after add up this now, you get our money and then you add the regular wage, and then that will give you us our final answer.
Okay.
So add up this for me. It's a lot of work, isn't it? But it's very straightforward.
$309.12.
300 and are you guys double checking? I'm not checking, you know.
So you don't have to do. You have to do the regular too, sir.
No, hold on. Are you checking to see if these values are correct? Did you add them up? Did you add them up?
No, I didn't add them yet. So I'm asking you, would it be the regular hours plus the 3 overtime, Saturday, Sunday, and during the week?
Yes, man.
That's all we should add. So it would be correct.
All right. So wait a second. 309.12. 12. Right. So the 309.12 and 12 cents would represent
the overtime.
Right, the money that he earned overtime. So then we're gonna add the 309
to the 340.
Right, and that will give you his gross wage.
And that will be $649.60.
So plus, hold on, give me a second there. So that's 340. Boy, this is night schooling. You watch night schooling?
Yes, sir.
What is sir? Just continue, sir. Just continue.
What the Kevin Hart in this class now?
Nobody, sir.
Kristen?
No one.
All right. When you add these two values, what do you get? 700 and something or 600 and something? True.
$649.60.
600.
$49 and 60 cents.
All right.
So therefore, whosoever gross would have been that day.
Right. So this will be this gross salary for that particular week. So maybe his or her situation might change in terms of the hours that they work. In terms of overtime, probably next week he decides, boy, I'm not doing overtime. I'm just getting work my regular salary. You understand? Because anytime I work overtime,